Alright, I said I was going to do this a while back in January, and I ended up beating the game, I think, in February, sometime in February, I think. Anyways, this is going to be my review of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Now, this is the collector's edition case. If you haven't checked out the video that I did of the unboxing, you can go down a few videos and check it out. It's pretty cool collector's edition. So since then, I bought the season pass for this, which are supposed to release, I think, some content for it finally in a couple of days, like April 29th or something like that. So I want to give my review on the game, so bear with me here a little bit if my breathing sounds weird. Haven't been feeling so well after the whole working on the car, and like I said in some of my videos, I got some of the health issues. I didn't really go into them, but yeah, it's got my lung and my heart not acting so great. So, but I'll be all right. It'll get over. It just takes a couple days. So this game, I wanted to say, was a great game. Awesome. I'm stoked for the stuff. I'm glad I picked it up. If CRV Tom has a rating, like, by the way, I'm gonna get some of that equipment. I can't remember the exact name. I got a buddy that's way more smarter in this than I am, more versed than this. But he's going to show me how to do it. And I mean, I play the games. I go through hours of games at night when I can't sleep. Obviously, during the day, usually I'm busy with the family unless we're all just chilling at home with this COVID stuff. I've had more time just to sit and chill and game, which I ain't complaining about. But as far as I want to do some reviews where you guys see me, kind of like Mixer. You see me and playing the game, and I'm gonna get a better PC. I'm gonna get a better TV. I got a 4K one now, but I'm gonna get one with better HDR and the best I can get for the Xbox One X, PS4 Pro, Switch. I also want to get back into retro gaming. I used to be a huge collector. I used to have every system, all the way up until like the current Xbox 360, PS3, all that stuff. I used to have them all in boxes, the original Nintendo since I was a kid that my dad bought me. I had everything in box, instructions, wrappers, cardboard, everything. And it's going to be tough, but I want to get back to that if we end up getting into this new house that we're looking at. It's not to buy, but to rent. And I actually like the look of this place we're looking at enough that if things go well, might even end up trying to buy it, but I'm gonna save that for a surprise for a video because the garage is awesome, everything, if that happens. But back to the game. So back to Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. If I had a rating system, let's say we have a CRV Tom rating system. I should do this for parts too. I would give it an 8. 8.5. I would probably give it more than that because I'm a huge Dragon Ball Z fan, but here's the thing that bothered me. The game mechanics were great. You flew around, you get the combat system was way better than Xenoverse 1 and 2. I was very happy with it. I mean, don't get me wrong, just leaves room for improvement and some polishing, but it was good and it was fun. It wasn't aggravating. There was some aggravation moments and stuff, of course, but that usually was due to just like a glitch or things like that. There was some kind of error sometimes where excuse me, it's late. Errors where you'd be hitting a guy and it wouldn't do any damage in the glitch, and next thing you know you get hit, and that shit would piss me off. But we've all experienced that in video games. But if I had to, the reason why I give it a little bit lower rating, because for me DBZ is a big thing. And I gotta be harsh on it too, but I'm not that ridiculous harsh, like, oh my god, the Japanese music was off score, or the American music, I prefer my stuff, but I'm not gonna freak out about it. But the little things, when it came to building this game, it took so long. Some of the cutscenes they got so right, but yet so wrong. Like, I mean, if you're copying, their whole thing was it's going to be closest to the anime, copying the anime. I mean, that was their whole thing. So I was excited. I was like, fuck yeah, finally a true to the anime Dragon Ball Z game. True to the scenes. Let's just take the scenes and polish them up like you would if they were by today's standard. But then he didn't. Like, for instance, when Goku and Vegeta are firing the Kamehameha and the Gallic gun, and he does the KO cannons, and when they show him, it's on opposite sides of the screen. It's a little bit different. You know, there's a lot of little mistakes for a Dragon Ball Z fan. For someone that's not that huge a fan, it's not going to bother you that bad. But some of the sayings and things, some of the stuff was never said in the dialogue. And I don't even mean like by a little, but like not even close. It's been too long for me to. I did want to make. This is why I'm buying recording stuff, because I wanted to be like, oh, what the fuck, you know, that wasn't right there. That would Captain Ginyu totally wasn't right. You know, they skipped some key moments in the game too, some serious key moments in the storyline that were actually good, that were fun, that were interesting, that had me entertained as a kid and still has me entertained as an adult, has my family entertained and friends, and they skipped some of those moments. Other things that really bothered me were like when Tien and Piccolo and Yamcha and Krillin were all fighting the Cybermen and Gohan, they had them floating and just instead of standing, and you know, just, and they could clearly make sense because some moments they would have them stand and do the stuff right off the bat. So try to get that on the screen a little bit. It bothered me. It bothered me for being a Dragon Ball Z fan, and for, you know, watching someone like, man, you've already put this much time into this game. Just do it right. You know, just get these few little things right. Because some of the stance for some, if you're into martial arts like I was too, I was into martial arts, into MMA before I got sick. Honestly, I was 205 pounds ripped because my abs was in good shape. I was pretty happy, and I still did cars and still did video games and still drank beer and had fun and had my kids and my wife, and I was in really good shape before I got hurt. So I was also big into martial arts, also big into boxing. You know, I was like consider myself a jack of all trades. I mean, like I go from import to domestic to Euro. So there's a lot of stuff I've done. I, unfortunately, because of that lifestyle, I'm not really good at just one thing. A lot of people try to say, oh, you're really good, you should go into mechanic, or you could, I've been a mechanic, you should go into work on a drag strip, I've worked drag strip, you should go into technology jobs, I've worked in technology, you should go into banking jobs and cross over to lawyers, I've done banking jobs. And I did good at all these things, but I never cared enough to like master them 100%. For some reason, I like to do a lot of different stuff. I don't know why. It's frustrating to me sometimes too. It's like, fuck it, just stick with one thing. But a lot of times I just bounce around. So you'll see that on my page. So if you like interesting stuff, it's cool. Once I get more camera related and GoPro and a bunch of other stuff, you're going to start seeing some more stuff in my crazy life. Things to go through, which I think will be kind of fun once all this COVID stuff gets over. But going back, see, there I go off again. Another thing is I talk a lot. Going off the game again, it was a great game. There were some like moments where in Trunks they updated and you're supposed to be able to go Trunks and help them with the time capsule and going in. You know, I don't know the whole thing because I didn't get to do it. It kept glitching. It would not let me do it. Now I'm sure there's been an update. I haven't played since February. I'm sure there's been an update, a few things to do, but the fighting system was awesome. Transferring from Super Saiyan 1, 2, 3, transferring from Piccolo when he fused. They did really good with a lot of things. The side quests are awesome. The side quests were actually all really fun, really good. The only annoying part was fighting the same enemies over and over. As far as like to build up your character, that got really old really quick. Like I started to avoid them and it sucked because I had to build up my character and oh, sorry guys. Oh, freaking tired. But hey, with all my videos, cool thing is I've had a lot of praise actually, is I just real shoot raw videos with you guys. So it's like I try to be 100% honest with you guys because I feel like so many people in everything media, YouTube, even at home, they put the Instagram filter on. That's the best way to put it, where everybody tries to, look like, oh, their shit doesn't stink. They're the best at everything. I'm not doing that to you guys. I'm gonna tell you, and if I fuck up in a video, I'm gonna tell you. If I make a mistake, I'm gonna tell you. I will do edited videos for the sake of like stuff with the car or fun things, or if I start doing the gaming stuff, I might even branch off later and make a gaming channel if this picks off. But yeah, the Dragon Ball Z Kakarot game, I would say 8.5. Great game, fun. The DLC I'm excited for. It's about the Battle of Gods movie. Basically, it sounds like split into two parts, and then we're supposed to get something else that's not of the DBZ universe or something like that. And then I think that's it. Another thing is Dragon Ball Fighters. I might end up buying the collection kit from that because I've always wanted that. I got the game, but I might end up buying a collection kit, do an unboxing video of that. I have all the season passes for that. Mastered Ultra Instinct is going to be available. Goku, I think, beginning of May or end of April. Super stoked for that. I love Fighters. Fighters is probably one of my favorite games ever, along with probably my favorite fighting game. Whole family has a blast. Right up there with Super Smash Brothers for me. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, the sagas were awesome. They did good. They did skip some things that bothered me. They did put some unnecessary things in there. But as far as a Dragon Ball Z game, I think it is the best Dragon Ball Z game they've ever made. And I stand by that. Yes, there's some tedious things you might... Yes, the game starts off a little bit slow. I will say it starts off a little bit slow. Give yourself dedicated 2 hours. You don't got to do the 2 hours straight, but give yourself dedicated 2 hours to get into the story mode. Once you get into past that, you'll really start to experience more and have a lot more fun with the game. Trust me, it gets much better. There's some stupid things in there, like where you have to do this little race with Bulma and the party, and just little things. But all in all, it's fun, and it's a good game, and I think they can actually go pretty good with it. I'll be interested to see if they do a Dragon Ball Super one like that. And it's cool, too, because you can find all these little screenshots of Dragon Ball in there, and it kind of explains all the stuff, which I have the series seen it, but if you've never seen the series, literally you can pretty much find almost every key point in Dragon Ball, and it'll explain it to you through these little screenshots. And it's just cool. The interactive world is pretty decent, actually. Master Roshi's little side quests are fun, and there's just a lot of little cool things in there. So my biggest pet peeve is not sticking, at least in the core scenes for sure, not sticking true to the anime. That did bug me. That bugged me a lot. Some of the stuff, like especially I think they hack jobbed, if I can remember, the hack job Captain Ginyu really bad. Don't get me wrong, he's not my favorite character, but I mean he's a big character in the storyline, especially in the whole Namek Frieza saga. He played a big role, even coming all the way back to Dragon Ball Super. So yeah, I would say that it's something that if you're a Dragon Ball Z fan, hardcore, you're going to be a little disappointed in some areas, but you're still going to truly enjoy the game. If you're someone that has to have instant action right away and you got no patience, it's going to be tough for you. It may not work out for you as a game. You have to have some patience starting off and doing some mundane things, at least probably within the first 2 hours. And it kind of does suck that way, but it is really rewarding and worth it afterwards. Totally worth it. If you're not that big of a Dragon Ball Z fan, but kind of just like it for here and there, it's fun. You may have a good time with it. You may not beat it, but it'll be fun. If you are a purist Dragon Ball Z fan, like crazy purist, there's going to be a lot of upsetting things in here for you, but if you can get past that, it will still be fun for you. If you're not into DBZ at all, I wouldn't recommend picking up this game because there's just too much you're not going to get. It's not like just like throwing in fighters, and I don't know how these characters are in Fight 'em. This one goes with a good storyline, pretty darn close to the anime. or the manga, whatever one you want to say, and does a good job with it. So that's my review. I would say starting my little CRV Tom grading system. I give Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, I'll give it a hard 8.5. Possibly might do another review after all the DLC comes out and see if they improve some stuff too with the updates. All right, guys, out. Have a good one.